Alright, when looking at these students' essentials, the things that need to be measured is the software and the hardware devices which have supporting advantages that should have in the personal computer that she want to choose. It is because her worry is corresponding with her works and jollity, which means that when there are times when she need to do her work, there are also some times that she need to relax herself so that the stability of her physical and mental can be preserved. Thus, all the computer's interior and visible constituents which must committed to be looked into very judgmentally is its motherboard, computer case, hardware such as processor, memory, and graphic card, software, and its input and also output devices. Alright, now let's look into its motherboard, which is named as Rockstrix P550E Gaming. Firstly, the strength of inside and outside of it is impressive because its PCI slots was covered by steel and plastic materials. Alright, other than that, this ATX version of motherboard is also encompassed with a socket which is marked as AMD AM4 and a chipset which is also a commanded mechanism in motherboard, which its code numbers is AMD B550. Not just that, its memory also has more than 128 extent of storage, which allow the personal computer that she choose to hold large file or data and still can operate its performance in an excellent manner. Moreover, this motherboard also have its manifold of GPU sustains. The reason behind it is because this motherboard can be able to present an outstanding image and sounds with this technology. The technology that I'm talking about is one DisplayPort 1.2 and one HDMI 2.1, which they also backing up the GPU cable link interface that is used to align many graphic cards at one point, even when analog modus apparently is taking place, and also AMD three-way crossfire, which is also the same as the NVIDIA but excluded the usage of bridge. Furthermore, it also has Supreme FS S1220, which it was included with two amplifiers connectors, headphone port, upkeep the jack detection, multi-streaming actions, front panel jack tasking, more than 32-bit or 192 Hz playback, a maximum value of stereo playback output in around 120 signal to noise ratio, and its recording input, which is calculated signal to noise ratio, is 113. Rear audio USB port Type C, and audio shielding, premium Japanese audio capacitors, and an audio cover for its security, an FFP connector, and also 5 audio jack connectors. If she don't want the personal computer's internet that she want to use to be disturbed, this motherboard is a perfect choice because it has one 225V 2.5 GB Ethernet port in the motherboard, which it was sheltered by Asus language that is wrapped around of it. And Intel Wi-Fi sits at AS201 and 2x2 Wi-Fi that sustain the internet dual brand consistency. Other than online connection, Bluetooth V5 this was plugged into this motherboard is also an appreciable offline joint, which it will be best to be used in Windows 10 and its next generation. There are also two PCI 4.0 slots for this motherboard's processor, which its quickness is 16 times than its slots in the old motherboard. This motherboard also has one PCI 3.0 slot in this motherboard's chipset with the same speed of RAM is the same as the one that can be attached in the motherboard processor's PCI slots, and two PCI 3.0 slots for the RAM that have 15 times less speed than the earlier mentioned ones. The other tangible connection that can be noticed in this motherboard is its USB port, which the motherboard was inserted with three USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports, which it is for 2 USB Type A and 1 USB Type C. USB Type A ports can be tracked at computer's host, and USB Type C cable size can be scaled from 8.4 mm until 2.6 mm, which its port can be compared with it even it is in mini scope. The good things about that universal bus connector is she can enter the USB connector into its port at both of its back and front sides, and 4 USB 2.0 ports Type A at the back of the motherboard, 4 USB 2.0 ports and 1 audio USB port Type C at the front of the motherboard, and 2 USB 3.2 ports from the first generation at the front of the motherboard. This motherboard also have a CPU fan connector, a CPU PT fan connector, the chassis fan connector, an all-in-one pump connector, a heatsink, and a thermal detector connector to control the level of this motherboard's hotness. Not just that, this motherboard also included with Q code, which is for troubleshooting purpose. For extra accessories, this motherboard also included with 4 SATA CGBs cable, 1 DVD, rock street stickers, 1 cable tie spec, 1 extension cable for RGB strips and addressable LED, thank you card, 1 Wi-Fi movie, and not just that, this motherboard also included with Q code, which is for troubleshooting purpose. For extra accessories, this motherboard also included with 4 SATA CGBs cable, 1 DVD, rock street stickers, 1 cable tie spec, 1 extension cable for RGB strips and addressable LED, thank you card, 1 Wi-Fi movie antenna, 1 M2 SSD screw and rubber package, 1 ROG audio USB Type C cable, and also a keychain as gift. This motherboard also included with 2 Aura RGB strip headers, 2 addressable Gen 2 headers, 1 Thunderbolt headers, 1 ATS power connector, 2 ATS power connector for its electricity energy, a CMOS jumper, and also a BIOS flashback button. Alright, now we are going to talk about computer case for the personal computer that she want to buy. For this case, its present is the one that gives a marvelous views to the students because of its RGB light color, which is controlled by its six transportable aura SYN ports, many holes in the shape of honeycomb at the front of the case, and its chassis make the case look more elegant. This case also has Aura SYN addressable RGB that accommodated with its 120mm shined fans, a 120mm rear fan and 6 fan mounting directly at the case airflow. Other than Aura SYN addressable RGB, a 280mm to 360mm of water cooling also can help in eradicating the heat that can be accepted by the case. Lastly, this case also can hold up for 2.5 SSD's hard disk device and two 3.5 HDDs hard disk devices. However, since we didn't use HDDs as the motherboard hard disk devices, so the usage of it is excluded. And it also has the dust filter to clean the case automatically if it is dirty, and a headphone holder so that she can put her headphone on that place.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Danial bin LUQMAN HAKIM. I'm from IM11040. Today I would like to share about hardware, which is include processor, system memory, graphic and software. Okay, the first one is processor. The processor that used for Asus ROG Strix B550E gaming is Asus ROG Strix B550E gaming AMD AM4 Gen 3rd Ryzen ATX gaming motherboards. PCIe 4.0. The brand is from Asus. Compatible of processors is AMD 3rd generation Ryzen. Chipset type is AMD B550. Memory speed is 4400 MHz. And platform used is Windows 10. About this item, it uses AMD AM4 socket and PCIe 4.0. This means it is one of the perfect coupling for the Zen 3 Ryzen 5000 and AMD Ryzen 3rd generation CPU. It also features a powerful power design, 14+2 the utmost power level with high quality alloy coke and durable capacitors, providing reliable power for the latest high core count AMD CPUs. In the meantime, it also has a high performance gaming network that is Wi-Fi on board 6 802.11ax. The processor also features industry-leading audio and game AI noise cancelling mic technology, namely the high fidelity audio from Supreme FXS1220A coded with DTS Sound Unbound and Sonic Studio to draw your attention into the action. Next is system memory and storage. The memory it uses is Access Optimum 2. This memory is to provide AMD latest CPU unlimited access to memory bandwidth. Motherboard trace routing has been reimagined with the ROG Strix B550E gaming. In other words, it also adds a protective zone that significantly reduces crosstalk. It can also increase overclocking headspace even further for a fully compiled memory configuration. Okay, next is graphic card. The right graphic card for you is one at HDMI TM2.1 or 4K at 16Hz. We can connect a DisplayPort display to 4K PC with HDMI input without compromising picture quality. We can enjoy a seamless connection between a PC with DisplayPorts and with HDMI version 1.2 with a suitable monitor, projector and HD TV. It is an uncompromising display on the big screen with Ultra HD 4K support. Next is hard disk. During the process of building or buying a PC or laptop, the hard drive is one of the main components of choice. In terms of capacity, brand, up to the speed of the hard drive, I recommend to use SSD instead of HDD because it has many advantages, including having full disk encryption for each model, no noise generated, safe from any magnets, and many more. Through price, SSD becomes more expensive than HDD because it has many advantages over HDD. The most notable difference between HDD and SSD is that PCs that use SSD can boot very quickly compared to laptops that use HDD. SATA 6GB is sometimes referred to as SATA 3 or SATA 3.0, as this is the third revision of the SATA interface. SATA port is used to connect the motherboard to data storage units such as hard disk, solid-state drives, and optical disk drives. Next is DVD-ROM. At this point, DVD-ROM has been increasingly forgotten. This is because the emergence of various portable digital storage media has displaced the existence of use. This is evident in the latest laptop device that rarely include the DVD drive feature. This happens because it is easily damaged and easily blocked by dust while the DVD is rotating. However, some DVD-ROM drives can read only one of them. If you burn a DVD with a recordable DVD type that is not supported by DVD-ROM, then the DVD cannot be played on your PC. Okay, the last one is software. Application software is a type of computer software which mostly performs the duties and responsibilities of processing data for the computers and user. Graphic application software, for example, providing users with different tools for accomplishing graphics works. Microsoft Office is an example of application software. There are several types of Microsoft Office that are widely used in the office, including Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Front Page, InfoPath, Visio, and Publisher. For example, Microsoft Word. Through this application, we can write various things, letters, documents, books, and more. We can also use it to do student assignments such as making reports, slide presentation, and more. Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint have their unique specifications in this Microsoft Office. The first is the work specification from Microsoft. There are numerous parts in this spectrum section, including general, system software, and general requirement header, among others. The type of installation is local. Microsoft is the manufacturer. The licensing details program is 32/34 bit. Second is specification of Excel. Workbook requirements and restrictions have a variety of features. It is restricted by available memory and system resources in open workbooks. The width of column is 255 characters and the height of the row is 409 points. The maximum number of characters in a header or footer is 255. Third is PowerPoint specification. This modern design PowerPoint templates include the following features: 2,582 distinct model templates to improve your presentation, meant to be used in Google Slides, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Keynote. Adobe Dreamweaver is also used in software in the meantime. Adobe Dreamweaver is a website design software tool which is basically a more excellent online HTML and programming editor. HTML, XML, CSS, and JavaScript are among the markup languages supported by Dreamweaver. English, Indonesian, Spanish, French, German, and many more. Adobe Dreamweaver also have the specification. First is about processor. Intel Core 2 or AMD Epsilon 64 processor. 2 GHz or higher processor is the minimum system requirement for Dreamweaver in specification. The term software is used to distinguish it from hardware components. This is because computer systems generally consist of hardware components, software, data, procedures, and people. Hardware is a physical component that can be seen, while software is a logical component that cannot be seen physically. Computer software can be classified according to categories such as operating system software, application software, and application development. The operating system spec used in this software is Windows 10. Windows 10 is meant to provide updates for as long as the device is supported. Quality updates and feature updates are the two sorts of updates that can be offered. Quality updates are intended to be published once a month and contain both security and non-security features.
Okay, today I will present about the input and output device. So, the all many people in the world know to component input and output device. Okay, the input device, the component first, keyboard. Okay, the specification of keyboard, it is color black. Beside that, it is internal component for this PC. The compatibility is PC unique. The OS required of keyboard is Linux kernel 2.6 or later, Microsoft Windows Vista or XP or 7. The keyboard weight is the 1.21 IBS and this type keyboard. So the connectivity technology is keyboard. The connectivity is keyboard is wire. Alright. The mouse. Beside that, the mouse is the component input device. Okay. So the orientation mouse is the right and left-handed. This mouse manufactured from Logitech. This mouse connectivity technology is wire. Beside that, the mouse using the interface through USB. The movement resolution of mouse is the 100 dpi. Sorry. The button quantity of mouse is 3. So the product type is the mouse. Alright. The output device is the printer and scanner. So, inkjet technology of printer is the ink efficient in 3-in-1 inkjet printer. Beside that, the ink cartridge configuration is the one black categories, one color categories. For example, cyan, magenta, and yellow. Cyan, magenta, and yellow. Okay, the first print out time is taken 50 seconds. In addition, the scanner optical resolution is the 1600 multiplied by 2200 dpi. Okay, the grayscale depth is the 8 bit and color depth is 24 bit. So the scan element in CIS. Alright. Okay. Furthermore, the speaker specification from the total power output. So it's 5V1. This color black and white, and the system configuration is the 2.0 systems. Beside that, the frequency response is the 100Hz to 17 kHz. The dimension 114.0 multiplied by 113.0 multiplied by 116.0 mm. Okay, so for example, 4.5 multiplied by 4.4 multiplied by 4.6 inches. Alright. Okay, lastly the monitor. Even today the faster games. So I choose ASUS VP28UQG eliminate smearing and motion. Bulletins to YMS response time. Alright, the faster in its class. In addition, adaptive CYNC or free SYNC eliminates screen tearing and copy frame rates for even more smooth gameplay. Whether the student play games or streaming video, ASUS VP28UQG give the student smooth 4K UHD content playback thanks to CTHD refresh rate and native 4K UHD support via DisplayPad 1.2 HDMI. For example, V2.0. Alright, the ASUS VP28UQG feature the ASUS exclusive Game Plus. ASUS Ultra Low Blue Light technology reduce the amount of harmful blue light emitted by ASUS VP28UQG. The student can access and select for different filter setting on screens easily through the OSD menu to find the best on the suit the test at hand. Okay, thank you. That's all for me.
As you can see, this is the estimated budget for this PC building process.
My name is NURUL AZMI. For the conclusion, as we know that the motherboard that was launched is uncomplicated to be attached in a personal computer. Other than that, all of the PC building pieces that was preferred does not only help her student in